Hello, hello. Thanks again for joining us. This is part two of the Mistwoods update. Hopefully you catch the first part. And yeah, that was the items. It took about 2.5 hours to get through. Now we're gonna get into the heroes portion of it, and this part is gonna be quite challenging in terms of time length, because there's a lot. There's a lot of hero changes that they made. Just to give you a little rough view here. The hero changes seem to make up about 75% of this patch update. Understandably, what they've done is added entire new skills to most heroes, I think. That's what this Magnum Shard is. But I imagine they also made some balances, hopefully to Sven, yeah, we're just going to shake up our game and change things up. So again, thanks for tuning in. Let's get right into it. So Magnum's shards. What are these? What are these? We've already got Magnum Scepter adding for every single hero, adding new abilities or buffing abilities in different ways. Now it looks like they're adding these Magnum shards, which is almost like another layer on top of this Magnum Scepter. So, Magnum shards, they cost 1400 gold. All heroes have their own custom shard upgrades, kind of like Magnum's, as part of this update, which permanently adds new abilities or improves existing ones. So it sounds quite similar to the Magnums themselves. Can be purchased starting at 20 minutes and gets consumed immediately when it's given to your hero, like Magnum's Blessing. You can now check what Scepter and Shard upgrades do for the selected hero directly in the hero UI, next to their abilities as well as which ones are active. Consumed Scepter buffs no longer show up as buff icon mixed in with other buffs. Alt-clicking on the Scepter and Shard UI will notify your allies whether the selected hero owns that upgrade. Okay, I don't exactly know what that means, but I'm sure that will play out. Yeah, I'm sure I'll learn. All right, so let's start getting into the hero changes. I'm going to kind of quickly read through them, kind of give my 2 cents on it, and then I'll pop into the client just to see if there's any skills. If there's a particular skill that's new or we haven't seen before, just to see what it looks like. So let's kick off. This is going to take a long time. This is going to take a very long time to get through all these heroes and changes. I've committed to the long haul. I'll probably do this in the heroes portion of it in 2 parts. So, well, strap yourself in, get some coffee, a nice warm pillow under your ass. I don't know, whatever makes you comfy. Let's go. Abaddon. So the shield cast point reduced from 0.4 to 0.3, so slightly faster shield casting time. Borrowed time scepter duration increased from 567 to 671. So they're adding an extra second. I'm just seeing if I can zoom in on this. I don't need to squint the whole time I'm doing this. I'm going to be reading this for a while, so I may as well make this actually readable to everyone. Yeah, so borrowed time scepter duration has increased. So slight buff to the scepter. Level 15 talent increased from 48 miscoil heal damage to 50, so +2. Small, but if you're using it with his ags, maybe that's an amount that you'll notice. We'll see. Level 15 talent change, so from armor getting 65 damage. Cool, I like that. I think this is heavily favored over top of this one. I mean, it's a nice division between carry and support Abaddon. If you're going support, you happen to get yourself that Agnums for the heal. 15, that level 15 talent's good. 65 damage is a lot. A level 15 talent, like that's a huge damage increase. I think it's gonna make Abaddon a bit scarier than he already is. And so they're taking away his level 20, 80 damage talent, and they're changing it to 8 armor. Okay. I don't know exactly what his So, and his other one is, so his other level 20 talent is 20% cooldown reduction. Sorry, 15% cooldown reduction. And that's tricky, you know. Again, I think that that lines up with carry or non-carry Abaddon. You're going support, you want the cooldown reduction. If you're going carry, that 8 armor actually go a long ways. That's essentially negating a Desolator. If the enemy carry has something like armor reduction, so it's pretty good. Level 25 talent, so increasing the AoE for Mist Coil, a slight increase. Cool. So with his Magnum Shard ability, causes Mist Coil and Shield to apply a Curse of Avernus attack on enemy by increasing slow. Yeah. I quickly glanced at this one as I was peering through the patch notes, and it's pretty cool. So as you can see, casting, you're getting affected by either of his spells. You're getting 1 additional charge. It's not actually putting the silence or the curse on him. It's just adding a charge to it. So I've got this, and then I pop myself one of these. Where do I find it? Magnum Shard. Instantly I have it. And so this is the icon that it was talking about. I have the shard, which is glowing right there. And I guess the Agnums will light up too if I have got my Agnums as well. I like that. I like that actually. Kind of like that animation or that HUD upgrade. Looks kind of a bit janky where I have part of it's hanging off of the border of this, but I'm not sure if that's a glitch in my specifically in my hub here or what. But anyway, I digress. If I hit him and then I cast this on him, he gets another one. I mean, it's okay. Not a huge upgrade. That's kind of what I'm curious about with this, with these Magnum shards, is like how much of a buff. They're not going to be obviously as good as getting a full Magnum Scepter, which is worth 4,200 gold. But they cost half of it, almost half of it. So it's going to be a slight buff. I don't know. Is it worth the 1,400? An extra shot like that so you can get your silence off quicker. Yeah. And this is 4 hits now, eh? Did that just change? Or was it always 4 hits? Wasn't 3 before? I'm thinking the Monkey King ult? No, it's the same thing. It's always been 4. It's always been 4. Ignore me. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so Alchemist. Unstable Concoction mana cost reduced from 120 to 90, 100, 110, 120. Okay, makes it a little more usable early. Unstable Concoction cooldown reduced down to 16, so what it was at level 4 prior. Good. I think that skill needed a buff, so I think that's really the only 2 ways you could feasibly, well, no, I guess you can upgrade the damage or the stun on it, but I think those are good buffs. Acid Spray damage increased from 15, 20, 25, 30, adding 5 to each of those. So slight damage over time increase in standing in the Acid Spray. Acid Spray first damage instance is now immediate rather than after a second. Okay, and that's I think quite noticeable, especially in the early game when you're spamming this in the lane. I think that's pretty good. Not huge, but good. Gold bonus cap reduced from 18, so the early stages it's kind of essentially the same, but then the later stages it gets. So his farming ability has been nerfed. Last hit count from 5, 6, 8, 5, 7, 8, 9 to 5, 6, 7, 8. It's weird that they skipped the 6 there, and then they just brought it down. I wonder if they just made that change. They're like, oh, we had it going consecutively, but we ended up skipping the 6th hit count. Doesn't matter. Just generally, his his farm bonus from his Grievel's Greed is slightly nerfed in the higher levels. If an ally already has a scepter buff or the item, it refunds them based on which version they have. Huh? If an ally already has a scepter buff or the item, it refunds them based on which version they already have. Okay. I'm going to jump back to that because I think that's a bit of nuance there. Alchemist grants Scepter buff provides the full stat bonuses. Alchemist's granted. Okay, that's good. So that's like an incentive for Alchemist to actually do this because it means that when he's providing the buff, he's not only giving the Agnum's buff, but he's also giving them the heroes the stats as well, which is actually quite huge when you think about it. Those stats are not insignificant on the Agnums. I always kind of feel a bit iffy about actually getting the Agnums, so the Agnums like turning it into a passive because you are losing those stats. So with Alchemist providing that, that's cool. Scepter damage spell amp bonus is reduced from 30, 60 to 25. So Alchemist isn't getting as much damage and spell amp from it. Level 20 talent reduced from 30 cleave to 25. Okay, not a huge difference. Level 20 cleave, like it's there, but I don't think it's really like game changing to change it from 30 to 25. You'll notice a slight change in the damage output that he's doing with his cleave. You're not at that point. That's not for farming creeps. At that point, at level 20, you've already got enough items, either Radiance or Battle Fury, to farm creeps. Or Mjolnir. So I don't think that's necessarily a change to how quickly you're going to be farming. That's more about team fighting, doing damage to enemies. His Agnum's Shard ability grants Berserker Potion. Throws a potion at the targeted ally, applying a basic dispel and granting 50 attack speed and 40 HP regen 10 seconds. You're essentially giving a rage onto somebody for 10 seconds. Has a 45 mana, it's a 45 mana cost. Can be used on self. Huh. Wait, so how does that stack up? You're telling me I can use Rage and then this potion as Alchemist to almost get double? Like that seems quite strong. So I'm hitting. I get this. So for me it's B. I remember B now. One of my hotkeys. So now I use my ulti. I've got 160 regen. That's my attack speed. And then I use this on myself. Yep, and I'm buffed up. Hitting faster, more regen. And so essentially it has slightly less cooldown than your Chemical Rage. It's almost like giving him his ulti twice, which he can then either use on himself or use on somebody else. Wow. Okay. That is for 1400 gold. Hell yes. Hell yes. You want that. That is strong. Think about it, because it's not just for himself to make himself stronger into the late game. He can buff his allied carry, a PA, Drow Ranger. Like, that's actually really huge. That really puts Alchemist. I think that's going to really put him back in the meta, like hard, because that is huge. Not a huge cost, 1400 at level 20. Honestly, for Alchemist, that's nothing. And being able to apply his ulti on somebody else, like comparing the stats of it. Bonus health regen. I mean, so obviously it's not as strong as his ult, but it's a nice buff, seriously. 50 attack speed and 40 regen for 10 seconds. I mean, that's 400 health every 45 seconds that you can do. Mana cost on it's not huge. I mean, it's all right, but level 20, I think you're kind of cleared that gap of having mana issues. Cool, cool, cool. I think that really helps them. Really helps Alchemist back into the meta, I think. Mostly. Okay, Ancient Apparition. Not too many changes. Ice Blast max travel time improved from 2 seconds to 1.5. I mean, that's hard to visualize what that change actually looks like. Ice Blast max travel time. Is that the amount of time it takes for the Ice Blast to actually hit the target? I think so. Like, I don't think you're going to notice. Well, I mean, if you have happened to have gotten used to Ancient Apparition's ulti, now you kind of have to slightly adjust because it is a skill shot. And changing that time even by 0.25 seconds, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Killing Touch mana cost reduced from 30, 50, 70, 90 to 30, 45, 60, 75. So quite a bit reduced. I mean, first 2 levels, I think when it's most effective, you do tend to scale it pretty early, pretty quickly, especially if you're going more of a damage dealing Ancient Apparition. So that's good. I think that's reasonable. So let's see. His Magnum Shard abilities causes ice vortexes to deal DPS and reduce attack speed by 20. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. I don't think I need to demo that. I think we can visualize what that looks like. This does a bit of damage, and he's got a talent that takes down you know, I am gonna demo it just to double check if they stack. I highly doubt they stack. But let's take a look. I don't think they'll stack. That would be a little bit too broken if the damage would stack on top of each other. And then with the attack speed stack, no, I don't think it's a stacking ability. Let's see. So they're getting hit by 40. Yeah, they're not stacking or getting separate procs. It's just an effect that essentially goes with a curse. But that's good. So it's a slow, and then it also slows their attack speed, which makes it like that much better of a skill. The mana cost for this, the Ice Horse tech, used to be huge. Used to be like 120, I think. So the fact that they've reduced it down to only 85 max makes this a very good skill, very usable, and -2 second cooldown on it. You can really start to use this effectively, I think. So, oh, I like it. I like it. It's a nice buff to Ancient Apparition. Modest. I would say modest. Do I want to do scaling on it? I don't know. Out of the scale of 1 to 5 of how much of a buff it is, I would say a 2. I don't know. That seems like a weird scale. Why do I need 5 digits? Let's say 3. 3 is very, very, very buffed. 2 is sort of buffed. 1 is kind of buffed. Very, very little buffed. 0 is like, why did you even put this in the patch? And let's do it for nerfs as well in the reverse direction. Yeah. So let's do some Arc Warden. Oops. Put too much scroll in there. So, Arc Warden. So they reduced his strength gain by a little bit. So he's not going to be as tanky late game. I think that's good. Scepter rework. So after impacting an enemy, Spark Wraiths now spawn a new Wraith, which then starts its activation period, has a 3-second spawn delay. Duplicate Wraiths do not duplicate again. So it's not going to be chaining. It's not going to keep duplicating and duplicating and duplicating. It's just going to be twice. You're getting 2 Wraiths out of 1, essentially. The fact that it's not just 2, like, if they just went with the Agnums doubling the damage and slow, not even the slow, but the slow duration, it wouldn't be kind of the same. This is like the fact, it's almost like Enigma's stun is stun that does periodic stuns every few seconds. It's actually a very effective stun because it lasts longer. Even though the hero is able to move slightly or react in between the stuns, the fact that they're all spaced out like that actually makes it the usefulness of the skill last much longer. So I think the same thing is happening here. It's going to make his wraiths, the skill or getting hit by it, that much better. The fact that you'll place one, it'll set off, and then even if the guy gets away and doesn't get hit by the second one, having that second wraith there to still deter enemies from going into that space, I think that creates Arc Warden as much more a better crowd controller with this, which is good. I think Arc Warden needs a little bit more. He's too carry heavy. He's too late game damage dealing carry heavy. To give him some more utility, I think is good. And the Magnum seems to do that. Now, what was it before? It was like he could spawn random runes or something like that, which nobody ever bought. I mean, I've never bought it. I've never seen anybody buy it. So I think that's a good change on that. Level 10 talent reduced, so less flux range. Yeah, I did always feel that was quite powered, so debuffing a bit is good. He becomes so oppressive. Like, once you get that talent, he gets this, like, nice damage spike or, like, power spike by the fact that he can, just from a very long range, put this on you and then surround you with his wraiths. There are a lot of squishy supports that don't really have much to save themselves with at level 10, so reducing that is good. Level 15 talent reduced from 15 cooldown to 12. Okay, minor. Level 15 reduced attack speed, minor debuff. Level 20 change, Arc Wraith's cooldown reduction to extra damage. I mean, I like the reduction cooldown. I'm kind of sad to see it go. Obviously, having more damage with it's good. It looks like they nerfed it, right? So they used to have 250 at level 25. Now you can have 150 at level 20. The fact that you can't cast it as often makes that change in his scepter a bit not as cool. Not as cool. Having longer Tempest double duration, 12 seconds. Like, I don't know. I would have to play it. I would have to play it to see how much of a change that is. My first impression is that it's a bit underwhelming for a level 25 talent. But, I mean, his other level 5 talent is Warden. Lifesteal, though. 25% lifesteal. Really, like, you don't really notice the lifesteal. Even when you got the lifesteal, you're like, eh. Nice, it's a lot. It's a lot of lifesteal, but 12-second Tempest duration? I mean, it's not bad. It's almost 50%. It's almost 50% longer Tempest duration with the cooldown reduction. Yeah, that means you can almost have a Tempest almost constantly, I think, is what that means. Unless he dies, obviously, but yeah, I think that's cool. I think that's pretty cool. Let's check out his Magnum's Shard. So, Magnetic Field now is enemies out of that area at cast time and provides allies in it with magic resistance. Holy cow. Yes. That is cool. I like this. So it's almost like Bat Rider's push with his little AoE push, which is very useful. Yeah. I mean, it gives you, again, a bit more utility, a bit more crowd control, a bit more viability for Arc to play those a lower position rather than 1 or 2. Maybe Arc Warden 3 is going to become a thing, given these upgrades. So I have an enemy. I put this here. And it pushes them out. Cool. I mean, it doesn't look that significant, but gets somebody away from you. You know, if you're getting face down. Just pop this, put them on the bottom of a cliff like that. It's decent. I think it's quite decent. But I think the even bigger thing is that the fact that it gives magic resistance, 20% magic resistance. That is not insignificant. I mean, you wish the cooldown on it was a little lower. 17 seconds is quite a bit. But keep in mind, you get 2 of them, right? Because you got 2 Tempest doubles, so that's really good. I really like that. That's really, really cool. Nice. I'm calling it. Arc Warden 3 is gonna come. It'll come. So, next up, we've got Axe. Battle Hunger cast range rescaled from 750 to 700, 775, 859, 725. Okay. So slightly nerfed in the first level, but then increased for later levels. I think that's good. I think that's a decent rework to it. Sorry, Scepter rework. Berserker's Call applies Battle Hunger to affected units. Ha! Battle Hunger also reduces enemy armor by 7. Huh. And grants you 7 per affected target. Half on creeps. Lowers Berserker's blood cooldown. Berserker's blood applies infected blood. Battle Hunger also reduces enemies' armor by 7. And grants you 7 per affected. Wow. And lowers Berserker's cooldown by 2. Okay, so that's a lot. Let's unpack this a little bit. This Scepter is doing a lot for him. It's giving damage reduction to his Battle Hunger, 7, not insignificant. All right, that's quite a significant armor reduction. I mean, by the time you get Scepter, it's going to be later into the game, so it's not huge, but it's good. It's good. It's noticeable. The fact that you apply that -7 armor to everyone that you call is huge. The fact that you then also get 7 armor per affected target that you call is huge because, you know, Berserker's Call already gives you a huge armor buff. Why not add 7 times the amount of heroes that you actually hit with it? And then lowers Berserker's cooldown by 2 seconds. That is a strong Scepter for Axe. Now, kind of tricky because Axe really doesn't have too much wiggle room in terms of the items you can buy for him. It's a luxury item. It's a strong luxury item because you need your Blink Dagger, you need your Blade Mail. Chances are you're gonna need some kind of additional item, pipe or Crimson Guard. But maybe now you go Agnums instead because it's strong. It's a really strong. Gives them stats, which is great, but it's interesting. It's certainly better than whatever it was before, and honestly, whatever his Scepter was before wasn't good enough for me to remember it, let alone buy it. So yeah, I think we'll see a lot more of that now for sure. Level 10 talent change from movement speed to mana regen. Okay. Level 15 talent change from mana regen to movement speed, so swapping those two around, buffing them accordingly. Level 15 talent change from attack procs to counter helix to extra health. Of course, because nobody actually got attack procs counter helix, right? Am I right? I hope you're not that listener who was like, yeah, I got attack procs counter helix all the time. No. It's cool. It's a funny idea. It's like you went to sleep and you ate too much dark chocolate and you're like, what kind of cool axe am I gonna build? One that spins when he attacks. No, just take the 300 health and be happy with it because that was silly. This was silliness. Magnum Scepter Shard ability. Causes your attacks to have a chat. Oh my god. Okay. Ha 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 ha. That gives you attack speed. Okay, so it's interesting. Causes your attacks to have chance, proc, counter, helix. Attacks, procs, ignore, counter, helix, cooldown. Okay, so maybe we're going to see something ridiculous like... Oh, I don't know. Let's check this out. You know what? Let's check this out. You're gonna reduce me to this sadness. Where are you, silly red man? I mean, axe, specifically. So, we get that. Let's go on a dummy target, because we need him to survive. So now I'm going to spin. Was it 30% chance? Doesn't tell you. Causes you to have a chance to proc counter helix, but it doesn't tell you what that chance is. I'm assuming it's going to be the same as it was. I wish it would really tell me what it was. Anyway. So let's get another dummy target up. So he's going to be my guinea pig. And then I'm going to give myself this ridiculous item. Because I hate the day that I'm going to actually see this. Is it me or am I not? I have to actually level it. That was the issue. I wasn't leveling it. Okay, so the fact that the helix does not apply to... Well, I've got free spells, so let's take this off. And let's level ourselves to max here. So it's pure damage, 20%. Chance to helix. Well, that's on hitting. We don't actually know what it's doing. I mean, we can see it here. You can see what the DPS is here. This is what it's adding. As you can see, it's not adding a lot. 900. Okay, hold on. Let's reset. Let's reset. You know people are going to get ridiculous with it, right? They're going to go Moonshard. Hold on, refresh. I mean... It's okay. It's okay. Keep in mind this creepy over here is hitting me, so he's causing me to talk sometimes. It's okay. Honestly, it's not that good when you think about it. Like, so think of all the time you're going to be attacking like this on one target. I mean, I guess if you Berserker's Call, and then you're starting to whack like this like crazy, you're going to be hitting everyone who you called with this kind of damage, but I don't know. I'm just still not convinced by it. I think it just confuses Axe too much. I think it just creates too much confusion around his build. Because what he does is quite solid, and this just throws a wrench into it. People are just going to be getting completely different items. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, this is something I'm just going to leave as a question mark because I was never a fan of the attack on counter helix, but maybe that'll be better. We'll see. Let's do some Bane. Night vision. Improved quite a bit. Makes sense. He's the nightmare. He should have very confident vision at night. I like it. Brain sap damage type change from magical back to pure. Thank you. You noticed that. That was a big difference, seriously. Brain sap damage reduced. Kinda sad. I mean, that probably compensates. So what you'll end up seeing is like... It means that brain sap isn't affected by magic resistance, but if the person has base magic resistance, you're going to be doing the same damage and heal. Brain sap cast point reduced by half. Cool. Fiend's grip damage type change from magical to pure. Good. Again, I think it was pure before. They're kind of doing a flip-flop on this. Could be wrong. Fiend's grip damage reduced from... this means it goes through BKB too, if I'm not mistaken. Fiend's grip damage reduced quite a bit, actually. 80, 20, 60 per second now. Swapped the Nightmare and Enfeeble hotkeys. Yeah, they did that. And I kind of wish they didn't. Because it's hard for me who uses legacy keys to like... Well, I mean, I guess the keys themselves don't change. This is bad for everyone else who doesn't use the legacy keys. But I still get tripped up. I still get tripped up when I see the... Because it was the way it was before, wasn't it? I swear at some point Bane's skills got moved back. Like, they got swapped. Anyway. Reworked Enfeeble. So they've been reworking Enfeeble a lot. Let's see what they've got this time. Reduces all attack damage. By 25, 35, 45, 55. Regeneration by up to 55, starting at 25. And cast speed by 30%. Huh. The last 8 seconds. Quite a long time. Does not pierce spell immunity. It has a cooldown of 20, so it's actually something you cast now. It's no longer passive. Because that's what I think they ended up changing when they swapped the skills around. They made it so every one of his skills caused Enfeeble. They took that back, they clawed that back, and now Enfeeble again is a Lincoln Sphere Breaker. So you can cast it every 8 seconds at level 4. Huge range on it. Mana cost... pretty reasonable. Cast point low. Cool. They've essentially brought back the Enfeeble that was. I think the Enfeeble that was actually a base damage reduction, wasn't it? So now they've got it doing a percentage. Now it's also good for regen, which makes Bane suddenly the Huskar, the Alchemist counter, the Necrophos counter. So cool. Oh, and the cast speed. Necrophos counter. Hard Necrophos counter. Yeah. Huh. Level 25 talent. Increased from 9% spell amp to 12. Okay. 15 talent reduced cast range. Slightly reduced cast range on him. Bane's all about cast range. Yeah. I mean, there's the... What is it? The... Octarine Core that gives more cast range now. So now you're getting damage, right? So Octarine Core, let's recap here. It's like homework test. Octarine Core now no longer does lifesteal on spells, but it gives you the cooldown reduction and it gives you cast range. Okay. Level 25 talent reduced. Brain sap damage to 150. Okay, so they nerfed that a little bit. I assume his Agnums is still the same, like a 2-second cooldown on brain sap, which now that it's pure damage. Sweet. So his Agnum's Shard ability. Fiend's Grip now creates an uncontrollable illusion that is also channeling Fiend's Grip on the target. Illusions take 150 damage. Incoming damage immediately dies. Immediately dies if interrupted. Oh my god, that is so good. That is so good. Check this out. I love it. Bane. I think this is going to rock. Level to max. We've got him upgraded. So now, say you're hiding in the trees. Say you're being super stealthy. And you're like, haha. So now, even if they interrupt you, oh my god, you can then cancel and they have to kill that. God. That is broken. That should be his Ags. That should be his Ags. This is his Ags Shard. That seems quite broken. I mean, so think about it. Check this out. I get myself an Agnums as well. Happen to find somebody alone in the forest. Do this on them. Bam, 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 bam. Well, that didn't actually... Sorry. My buttons. See, the buttons are all weird now. Then you sleep them. Then you attack him. And right before he's done sleeping, hey, why not just hit him with another one of those? Did you see that? This is nuts. This is like Coddle's Agnums, where he can then channel one of his horses running forward doing a bunch of damage. Except it's for Bane's ulti. But, I mean, there are disadvantages, so consider this. Bane's ulti... Oh my god, why did it spawn over there? It's just gonna spawn in, like, some random trees. I mean, I imagine you'll have vision of it. I think. Because you get vision of Bane wherever he's doing his ulti, I think. I could be wrong. But I mean, you know, go big brains. Go big brain. Get yourself your Glimmer Cape. Refresh. Put this guy down. And then make yourself invisible. Your illusion invisible. And then just run away. Hilarious. Actually hilarious. I mean, it doesn't last long, so I would go... I mean, I'm always a bit hesitant deciding whether I just want a Shadow Amulet, because it is quite a long ulti. But, you know, this and that. Where'd he go? I mean, he's under a tower getting hit, but you get the idea. You're essentially unleashing yourself. Bane is unleashing himself from having to stand still and do nothing while he's fiend gripping someone, which is just nuts. Look at that. If you don't catch that right away, you don't stun that right away, you don't have an AoE to stun that, what are you going to do? You're hooped. You're taking the full duration of that. Bane's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Or I'm going to go attack this other guy. Use my other skills. I'm going to get Agnums and just start actually being able... Because that was the thing, right? Agnums, you get Agnums on this. It's strong. It's really powerful. But you couldn't use your... You had to either be using your Fiend's Grip or your brain sap. Now you can do both. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. Agnum's Shard, everyone. 1,400 gold. Bat Rider. Give him a good buff, please. He needs a good buff. My poor man Bat has been suffering. Base armor increased. Good. Sticky Napalm no longer does less damage to creeps. Okay, so we can kill creeps more with it. Sticky Napalm damage per stack reduced. 6, so quite a reduction. From 10, 15, 20, 25 to 6, 12, 18, 24. I mean, early game reduction, which I guess is good, because it was quite strong, but did they address the wand issue, right? The fact that this procs wand every time makes it such a poor skill to have. Sticky Napalm turn rate slow reduced. Okay, so they nerfed that part of it. Sticky Napalm radius increased. Per level up to 450. Okay, that's good. I think that's reasonable, because then you can use it in team fights a little better. Firefly movement speed decreased slightly. Flaming Lasso cooldown increased 100, 120, and then scaling down to 110, where it used to be 80. Why? I don't think 80 was that short. I mean, it's a really good skill late game because it disables... I mean, it goes through BKB, I think, which was nice about it. So it was a really reliable disable, but... Okay, so they nerfed that part of it a little bit. Flaming Lasso cast range increased, so that's good. I think that it needs a little bit of that, almost double. So that's good. Flaming Lasso Scepter second range increase also. Again, never seen it. Never seen Flaming Lasso Scepter. The fact that they're buffing it for the slightly... Maybe we'll see a bit more of it. Level 20 talent increased. 25 movement speed to 30. Level 20 talent change from 12 cooldown reduction to 2 flame break charges. 2 flame break charges. Okay. But the cooldown reduction was cool, right? Level 25 talent change from 10-second flame break cooldown to minus flaming lasso cooldown. Okay, so there's your flaming lasso cooldown and his level 25 talent. Flame break cooldown. I mean, I never really seen that in action too much. But yeah, I think it makes sense for the nerf that they put for it. I don't think that was a big buff so far, but let's see what his Magnum Shard ability does. Allows Flaming Lasso to be cast on an allied hero, granting them 80% damage reduction. Has 20-second cooldown when used on allies. Huh. Interesting. I mean, I can picture it. Someone's getting hurt a lot. Put that on them. They get... You can still drag them, though. Can you still drag them? Are they disabled? I think they're disabled. I think you're still disabling your buddy, and you can, like, drag them out, but they're getting, like... It just gives his lasso a different effect. You only get 20-second cooldown. The question is, do you really want to trade off? But they should have almost made it a different skill entirely. Not that it would share cooldowns, right? Because then you have to choose now. You always start your fights with a flaming lasso, like. But now are you not going to cast it because you're going to want to disable one of your teammates but give them damage reduction? I don't think this was well thought out. I'm having troubles picturing how this would actually be useful. I mean, aside from the meme ability of it, it's quite a meme thing to do. To be able to start dragging. I mean, I'm just thinking of some people that just mindlessly push lanes into the enemy team. I'm going to go and be Bat Rider and try to lasso them and prevent them from suiciding themselves. It's a way to stop feeders. This is a way to stop feeders. Bat Rider is the counter to feeders on your team. Alright, anyway, Beastmaster. Wild Axe's damage per axe increased by 10 for each level. From 40 scaling up to 30. Level 25 talent change from Hawk Vision, plus 200 to mana regen. Good. He needs mana regen because he wants to be able to throw his axes a lot. So I think that's a good buff for him. Level 20 talent change from health to wild axe damage. Okay. So they're swapping around because it would have been 100 wild axe damage on level 25. They now change that to 125 health Beastmaster controlled units. Affects Beastmaster and all of his summoned units. So that includes if you're getting Helm of Dominator on him, anybody that he takes over that way, or Necro Book. So very cool. Actually, I like that. I like that a lot. It's good. You gave him that axe, wild axe damage and mana, which I think Beastmaster was always kind of missing something. He's a good hero. I've actually started to be quite successful with him, but he always kind of still misses something. And because he never really had enough mana to use his wild axes often, the fact that you can now use that quite often, lots of mana, you can buff the axes and use them at level 25 to do decent damage. I think that's good. I think it's a good buff. Magnum Shard. Hawks become controllable and gain Dive Bomb. Handles for 1 second, revealing itself, and then flies towards the target enemy, dealing 175 damage and stunning them for 1 second, killing the hawk. Okay. I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. Beastmaster. So it gives him... Oh my god, it's almost like a drone strike. This is going to be named the drone strike. Someone Morphling is going to be in the jungle somewhere with no health. Feeling very, very confident. But you are going to buy yourself this. And then now it's controllable. And now I can just drone strike somebody. Remember, this guy's going to last. He's going to fly around. He's got great vision, by the way. The fact that you can control this, you can stalk somebody. The amount of, like, team vision that this gives you, the fact that you can now control where this is going. I mean, cooldown on this is pretty long, isn't it? 30 seconds, yeah. And then it does have a considerable bounty if this does end up dying. So it's 100, so it's a single target, I think. Yeah, it does 130 damage. Light stun. I mean, the great utility of this is someone's trying to get away. They're not getting away. Guy's running. Look, you can just have him follow. No matter where he goes, he's screwed. He's not getting away. He's not hiding in trees. He's not juking. And he starts TPing himself. He starts TPing himself. No, you don't. So good. So good. Very cool buff on Beastmaster. I think this is the buff that he needed. I think it's quite reasonable. It's not overpowered, but it's also not insignificant. I think the buffs are quite good on it, so awesome. Awesome. Love it. Bloodseeker. Okay, so Bloodseeker's interesting. He's been going through a lot of changes. He's like a kid in puberty. You know, seeing a lot of things changing about himself. Not being the carry he used to be. I don't know where I'm going with this. So base intelligence reduced a bit. Understandable. He's very magic heavy. Nerfing him a bit on that, I think, is reasonable. By the way, I think Bloodseeker needs a bit of a nerf because he is quite strong with his Blood Rage. Not Blood Rage, Blood Right. Blood Rage cost HP reduced. Okay. Yeah, you weren't using it that much. I don't think you'll notice that big of a difference, to be honest. Blood Rage attack speed increase. So buffed it by 10 from 50 scaling up to 150. Sorry, 60 scaling up to 150. Slight buff. Blood Right damage reduced. This is important. Not in the lower levels, though. Almost not in the lowest level by 20 scaling up to 60 reduction. So only 240 damage at the max level. 300 from 300. Blood Right cooldown increased from 12 seconds to scaling. So initially it's 15 seconds, that's scaling down to 12. So a bit of a nerf on the earlier levels. Blood Right, good, needed it. Blood Right mana cross increase. I think this is the big one right here. From 70, 80, 90, 100 to 90, 100, 110, 120. Yeah, there's the nerf. And I think that's a good, reasonable nerf. It's not huge. It's only 20 mana, but that 20 mana you'll feel it. You'll feel it in lane. Bloodseeker won't feel as strong as he does now in lane. But he was feeling way too strong in lane, I think. So, that's good. Thirst no longer provides half healing when within 300 range of creeps dying. Interesting. Thirst now provides full healing rather than half when within 300 range of dying heroes. Thirst hero heal reduced. What? Thirst hero heal. Reduced from 80%. Wait. This doesn't make sense to me. So if I'm interpreting this correctly, Thirst now doesn't give him passive healing from creeps that die by him. Does he? Okay, I gotta see this for myself because I think this is quite nuanced. He's still gonna get healing from killing creeps, I think. Bloodseeker. So many heroes to go through. This is gonna take forever. I'm not gonna have a voice. Drink some water. What have I committed to? Okay. So, am I gonna get damage? Or am I gonna get health back from creeps? Find out. Last hit a creep. Yes, I got healed. Creep dies near me. I do not get healed. Kill a hero. Decent size increase of health. Okay, so you're not getting it passively anymore. You actually have to get the last hit, which is what it was before. I think that's good. I think that's fair. It means he has to actually have some talent and last hit some creeps in order for him to get healing. Rupture mana cost reduced. Sorry about that. Rupture mana cost reduced from 200 down to 100. What? Okay, so significant rupture mana cost reduced. And rupture damage increase up to by 6% at the first level, 3% second level. Stays the same at the final level. So, Rupture being buffed early game. Significant mana cost reduction. I mean, 200 is a lot. And you always did kind of have to have clarities or you had to go back to base after using it. Keep in mind, it's quite a short cooldown on Rupture. So the fact that you're reducing its mana by half in its first levels, like, you're gonna get annoyed. Rupture is gonna be as annoying as it was before they nerfed it, so interesting. Not huge. Well, let's take a look at what else we got. So reduce the blood right cooldown. So, I mean, this was a great talent to get. 1 second lower on it. It's good. I don't think it's a huge buff to him, but it's a buff. It's a slight buff. So his shard ability, Blood Rage attacks now deal 1.5 of the target's maxed health as pure damage and heals you for that amount. Wow. 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 Okay. I think it's cool. That Bloodseeker is finding himself. And this patch, Bloodseeker is given back. So he was a carry. He was a core carry, right clicker. They changed him to be more of a supportish type of magic caster, kind of like team fight disruptor. Good initiator with Rupture, honestly. But then they give him this Magnum Shard ability, which kind of brings back his right click. So he's in this middle space where you can play him either way. And I like this, because I think that's the way he should be. It felt kind of weird when they changed him and then he wasn't quite the right clicker. He was fantastic. Feels very great being a spellcaster. But the fact that he can still play that right clicker role, especially with this Magnum Shard ability, I like that. I like that a lot. I think we'll see a bit more of Bloodseeker Spellcaster turn carry. He's going to become a scaling hero, I think, with this. There's a few heroes that scale from support to carry, and I think Bloodseeker has just become one of those heroes. Bounty Hunter, my boy. I love Bounty Hunter. One of my more favorite heroes. I won't tell anybody. I tell everybody that I play all the heroes. Tell them I don't have a favorite, but secretly Bounty Hunter is my favorite. So base movement speed increased from 315 to 320. Intelligence rescaled from 19 plus 2 to 22 plus 1.9. Okay. Battle Walk slow increased by 2% at the first level, 4% at the next level, 6% at the next level, and then 8%. So exponential increasing buff for the Shadow Walk slow. Track speed radius increased from 900 to 1200. I think those are modest buffs. Base movement speed increase. If you think Bounty Hunter was annoying before in lane, and he's going to be that much more annoying with that move speed increase. I like the buffs, I do. So his Magnum Shard ability, allies now gain 50% of track speed bonus. Didn't it do that already? Am I wrong? Did they take that away? Allies now gain 50% of track speed bonus. I thought they did already. But maybe they nerfed that. Pretty sure tracked would buff all your teammates to give them bonus speed when they were attacking. But maybe not. And maybe they just brought it back with this Magnum Shard. The fact that it provides 800 vision around the target for your team is again another mechanic that prevents people from running away. Makes sense on a hero called Bounty Hunter with a skill track. I like it. I think it's a good buff. I think it's worth getting. Modest, not huge, but it's good. It's good. Brewmaster. Look at these changes. Oh my god. Ooh. Like, am I even gonna get through the bees in an hour? It's already been an hour. My god, I haven't gotten through the bees. What did I say? 2 sessions of doing heroes? Looking more like 6. Okay, base agility reduced from 22. Drunken Brawler now passively provides. Hold on. This makes me sad. Brewmaster was really growing on me, so I'm kind of scared these changes are going to make me sad. Drunken Brawler now passively provides evasion and critical strike chance. So that's what it used to do. Drunken Brawler can now be activated to provide 3 times chance for evasion and critical strike, and alternating between. Okay. No. This is good. Drunken Brawler cooldown increased. Oh, no. 23. No, this is okay. It's still 17. It's probably going to still match Mask of Madness, which, by the way, works really well with. Mask of Madness, Brewmaster. Check it out. Try it out. So I like this. It's just kind of giving back his passive while still giving him that crit. Oh, man, that's good. I like that. It's essentially the same, but he now has that passive element to his Drunken Brawler as well, which, honestly, Brewmaster, my man, needed some buffs, so I think that's good. Okay, so now these Split Earths, guys, my god, who remembers all this? I've been playing this game for 12 years, 13 years, and I just only recently discovered that Brewmaster, one of his little bears, can dispel his own cyclone. Yeah. I just recently figured that out. I didn't play this. This is one of my less played heroes. I've been playing him more lately, but anyway, Primal Spirits. Let's see this. Okay, so his Earth. More armor. Different health. Slightly debuffed. HP regen. Like, who cares about the Earth Spirit's regen? You think... okay. Split Storm. So his Storm Spirit part. HP regen, again, increased. Magic resistance. That's cool. Give him some magic resistance. Nice. Storm health reduced. Slightly. 100 health. Second, third levels. Okay. Fire armor increased. Slightly. Up the levels. That's good. Makes him a little more viable in the later game. Fire Brilling HP regen. Again, you're not going to notice a 2 HP regen at the final levels. Like, really? Why even... This is that 0 buff rating I'm talking about. Yeah. So... 1 second here. So, okay, where are we at here? Primal Split. Primal Split. Primal, the fire dude of the Primal Spit has 30% status resistance. Hello, hello. That's cool. I don't know, these are like, I hate to be the guy, you know? Say there's like 6 or 7 people working on changing Dota and making updates. They all have to pull like which hero they get out of a hat. You don't want to be the guy that gets Brewmaster. Because this is what you gotta do. You gotta make these tiny little changes on 1/3 of a hero that comes up when he ulties for a limited amount of time. Like, am I gonna notice 30% status resistance on the fire brewing? I don't know. Maybe I don't play this hero enough to notice that, but okay. His scepter is getting reworked. Primal Split now has 2 charges. What? And can be cancelled. Huh. Your hero forms back on whichever brewing you cancelled it from. Okay, so there's like this teleportation element to it. Oh my god, the initiation. Think about this. Brewmaster splits himself. Runs into battle. 3 of them. In every which direction. You know, split them up. Split up the team. Try to find their entire team. Find the Zeus in the back. Find the Shadow Shaman hiding in the trees. You've got 3 of these bears running out into the middle of the team fight. And then you can once again become yourself. Turn on your Mask of Madness because you're badass and you buy Mask of Madness on the bear. Whack one of their supports to death very quickly and then turn back into your bears to then go and do it again somewhere else. Like, ooh, I like it. Oh, I like it a lot. I mean, the silence on the Mask of Madness is nasty to deal with, but even if you just build some good right click, some good attack damage, attack speed on this hero, getting the scepter and being able to like mess around in team fights like that, that is cool. Because remember, you can stun somebody as your Earth Split bear, turn back into yourself there as your full bear, stun or do your little stomp and fire, beat them a few times with your Drunken Brawler, and if you suddenly get jumped on again, just turn back into your bears and run away. You're like a one-man gang. A one-man gang with this scepter. I love it. I actually really love it. Replenish time is equal to the normal cooldown. So you do have to wait like 2 times the length of your ulti in order to actually get those 2 charges, but that's cool. That's cool. Alright, so let's see here. So, Magnum's Shard. Primal Split now creates a Void Broodling. So this is giving him a 4th bear. Has Astral Pulse ability, affecting enemies in AoE. Applies a slow up to 40% and disarm. I mean, I'm gonna have to check this out. What does that look like? What does that even look like? Brewski. Brewmaster. First of all, let's give him the eggs, because I just want to see this. This is madness. So I can go whoop, and then I run around. Except I don't have a hotkey. I don't have a hotkey. I don't have a hotkey. One of them has a hotkey. The other one doesn't. Ugh. Valve, why do you do this to me? Okay, so lo and behold, I'm gonna have to press on this because I don't have a hotkey for it. Unless I'm specifically doing it for my spirit bear? No, my fire dude. My fire dude has the hotkey. I press R, I become him. Cool. But if I'm gonna need to change into this guy, I can't press R. I actually have to go down here and click because legacy keys are bad. But I like that. I still like it. The keys part of it kind of makes me sad. I mean, I'm sure I can try and customize it somehow, but I mean, I think it's cool. You're in battle, you're split up. Oh my god, where do I need to be? I need to be this guy. Bam. Bam. Oh, run away now again. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. You have to be careful not to click on the wrong one. Heaven forbid you click on the wrong one. I mean, I guess you can use... Hold on, I don't have to... If I split, and then I select all of them, and then I press R. No, see, I don't have the hotkeys for it. Bad. Ugh. The woes. Okay, so if I buy myself a shard... Did I do it? Shard? There we go. Refresh. Now I get 4 of them? What does this guy do? What do you do? Okay, so he pulses out like that. And so what it does, it applies a slow and disarm. Huh. I mean, that's pretty cool. An extra bear, which is also like extra damage. Like he's doing 90 damage every time he's hitting. You know. Oof, big pulse and they're all disarmed. So good. So very, very good. Run around, be a boy, be a dude. I'm gonna fight this guy. Oh wait, no, I want to be this guy. That's cool. That's cool. Gives them a bit more complexity. Yeah. I like it. Check this out. Mask of Madness. You're going to tell me this is not a great item for him early game? Makes you so you can farm jungle camps fantastically. But you put this on, then you do this, and bam, 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 bam. Like, that is just mean. It's a mean item to have early. Yeah, you want to get a Blink Dagger on Brewmaster, but I just love going the Mask of Madness first. Because it gives you that farm potential, and guess what? Disassemble. Now you have the pieces for a Butterfly, Satanic. I think Brew has a lot more core position 2, position 1 potential, and I think people realize, especially now since he's got a passive evasion, a passive critical strike, and his changes to Exagnums. Like this is a strong hero. Very cool, very cool. I mean, controlling these guys is gonna, like, the fact that I want to consciously, like, become one of them. Like, who am I gonna attack? You attack him. You attack him. No, you get him. Oh, wait, I want to be this one. Oh, shit, I'm about to die. Go! You, get out of here. And then you guys attack. You run away to safety. And you become him. It's fun. He's a fun hero. I like him. One day I'll be good with him. Okay, Bristleback. Warpath bonus damage increase from 22. Oh my gosh. Okay, so a slight increase in his Warpath damaging. Viscous nasal goo. Scepter now also increases max stacks. What? So nasal goo scepter now also increases max stacks from. Okay, so you can put more goo charges on someone. This nasal goo scepter radius increased. Okay, so they just buffed his Agnums being able to snot on everyone. Level 25 talent changed from 5 max goo stacks to attack speed. So now you need the Agnums to actually get the more goo stacks. Fair enough, fair enough. Hairball, my god, look at this. Offs a quill-filled hairball towards the target location, erupts at the location, hitting enemies in a 7-foot radius. And 2 quills. Okay. I mean, good. Bristleback needs something more. With only 1 goo but 2 quills, so a bit of damage. Mostly the slow, I guess, is what the benefit is. It's only 1 goo stack, so I mean it's a start, right? It looks like it has a lot of range. Cast range 1500 is quite far, as you can see down on that. You can be a screen away, and everyone in that area is going to be slowed and already hit for 2 quills. So then you run in there, you start pouring in quills, you're already 2 quills in, right? So that's good. That's good. Definitely useful. Broodmother needs a buff. Here we go. Here's the buff we're waiting for. Agility gain reduced from 3.2 to 3. Ugh. Ugh. It's so sad. Grants Silken Boa. So you consume a web charge, and then you root a target for 2 seconds. Cast range 900, cooldown 12. It essentially gives him a Atos. Gives him an Atos. I mean, for 1400, that's a good cheap Atos. Good for him because he needs to be able to pin people down. 2 seconds is not a long time to pin people down, but it's enough for him to be able to get up to her to get up to an enemy and then start his little slowing. And so I think that's quite a good buff, quite a good item to get. I think it has a lot of uses for not only for Brood for herself, but also like as a utility for the team. Initiator, not initiator, but like battle starter. You can pin someone down. I think it's good. I think it's quite good. Imagine, like, so Atos is a very useful item. It would be very useful if Broodmother built an Atos, but she can't really afford to because she's kind of a right-click hero. But the fact that you can just buy this 1400 Atos, 1400 gold Atos, right? That's really good. Centaur Stampede duration rescaled from 4 to 3.5, 4, and then 4.5. Okay. Stampede damage increased from 100, 200, 300% of your strength to 200, 250, and 300. So buffed it for its early stages. And then level 25 talent changed from... That was my chair, by the way. I'm not doing the dirty. Level 25 talent changed from 40 damage to 1 second stampede duration. Okay. 1 second stampede duration. Yeah, you'll notice it. 40 damage. Like, did people get the 40 damage? I don't know. Maybe. His Magnum Shard ability causes Double Edge to increase your strength by 15% per hero hit for 12 seconds. Cool. Duration refreshes per stack. Duration refreshes per stack up to 5 stacks. slows the enemy. So the fact that you have a slow with your double edge, very cool. 15% hero hit. So I have 100 strength. I hit one hero, I get 15 extra strength for 12 seconds. If I hit 5 heroes with it, I have 75% extra strength. That's really good. Duration refreshes per stack. That's the part I'm a little bit confused on. What is being refreshed? The duration. But like, okay, so I gotta test this out. What does that mean? Conceivably, what does that mean? Centaur, my four-legged boyo. Oh. Ah. Ah. Oh god. And Century. Okay. So enemies. It's only gonna work against heroes. It's not gonna work against creeps. But I clonk him. I get some strength. Oh, I clonk him again. Refresh. Oh my god, this is good. I get it now. So if I get a few dummy targets next to each other, and these poor bastards who happen to be all that close, I knock them like that. Look how much extra strength I'm racking up. Question. So it's always the maximum amount. So as long as you keep doing this, if you happen to get 5 of them, you're going to have a crap load of extra strength. Like that's a huge amount of damage. Look at that that 500 nuke damage that I can do. A 500 area effect nuke that I can do every 4 seconds. And like I've got 5 stacks on. Hold on. Let this burn out. I want to see something. Here I gain 1 stack. Here I gain, so +3. And this is going to give me 5. Yeah, so you're racking up stacks as you're doing it. You go on a rampage. You're Centaur. You got this. Like, I want strength. I'm just going to run around, hit people, stun people, run around like a madman, and wherever I can, I'm going to keep trying to keep this on me so I get a ridiculous amount of strength increase. Wow. This like buffs his strength a lot. Especially if your base strength is 160. I mean, level 30, that's huge. Obviously, it's only going to do base strength. Like if I throw myself, give myself, where is this? Apex. I mean, it's not going to give me... That give me 180? Oh my god, look at my strength. That's just from 3 charges. 700. Oh my god. You see this? You see the madness that is this. Like, oh my god. Is that for real? So what did my health go up? I have 8,400. So from 4,900, it went up to 8,400. $48. I mean, so yeah, it's stacking up. It's stacking up my bonus strength as well. So all of the strength items you get for Centaur are going to make this that much more powerful. Keeping in mind, the more strength you have, the more damage this skill actually does as well. On top of his stomping as well. Like this does damage based on strength as well. You put this on him. Put a heart on him. I don't know. What else does Centaur build? He kind of likes, you know, a Heaven's Halberd. Oh shoot, I don't know. Give him an Agnums. You know, that's an extra bit of strength as well. And Well, I don't know. What else is a huge strength item that he'll likely have near the end of the game? A second heart? I mean, even, like, let's just look at this. These 3 items. Boom. 9. Boom. 1100. Sorry. 11,485 health. Do you see this? He's invincible. I mean, obviously the Apex is doing a lot of that. A lot of that multiplication, but wow. Wow. Wowee. That is a huge buff. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out, because that's... I mean, he's obviously hurting himself in order to sustain that, but man, that seems a bit broken. Okay, Chaos Knight. No changes to Chaos Knight, only his Magnum Shard ability. So, Chaos Bow creates a Phantasm Illusion. Attacking the target for the duration of the stun increases the cast range. Oh. I bet if you do that, and then you target someone else with your... That'll be interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to test it. Kind of curious, though. Is that illusion controllable? Can you use them to hit another target that you blink to or whatever? I don't think it really matters. Usually you end up just stunning the guy you're blinking to anyway. Chen, 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 Chen. Divine Favor no longer has an active component. That was teleporting somebody across the map. Teleporting your creeps. Holy Persuasion can now be cast on an already converted unit to teleport it to you. Or it can be cast on your own hero to teleport all the creeps to you. Yeah, they just put that into Holy Persuasion, sure. Except now you can't do it on heroes? Or did I take that away already? Well, now, I'd be sure about that. No, I think you could still teleport heroes, couldn't you? I don't play Chen. Didn't play Chen that often. I'm starting to. Starting to rack up my Chen games, but I don't think he's got that teleport aspect anymore. Level 10 talent increase, slight health increase, cast range. Quite a bit cast range actually on level 10 for him. Interesting. Level 15, Divine Favor cooldown. Right, because that was that thing that was removed. So now they made it so that the slow is Penitence. Actually does quite a bit more slow. 12% is quite a bit. 25 talent change from Holy Persuasion Mac units to 3. And 3 charges. I like that. I like the fact that they added charges. Because Chen had this issue, like if you get wiped late game, your ability to then rack up your army again of little dudes was kind of difficult. So I think this is good. I like the fact that it adds charges. So Magnum's ability allows Divine Favor to be cast on allies, teleporting them back home after 6 seconds cooldown mana cost. Purgeable, cannot target spell immune allies. Cool. So it gives them a way to send somebody back after 6 seconds. That's a long time. 6 seconds is like... That person better not be close to dead. I mean, maybe they've got Dazzle's Grave on them, which could pair nicely, because those 2 heroes pair nicely, by the way. Chen buffs heals, Dazzle. I mean, it's a good buff. So getting that shard to be able to get somebody out... Remember, they have to teleport back home. 35 cooldowns, nice and short. Cast range is not great. It's okay. And it's purgeable, right? So it's not going to get purged by getting hit, but somebody actually has to do like a Yule Scepter or a Stormhammer. I can't wait till I get to Sven. I'm kind of anxious just to jump forward to Sven and see how they finally nerf that hero. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, that's interesting. Don't think I need to see how that looks like. It's just kind of interesting. Base mana regen reduced for Clinksy Boy. Now doesn't have as much mana, which kind of sucks for him early game, to be honest, because he needs that mana regen. Level 10 talent change from Skeleton Walk, Exit Summon, Burning Army, blah, blah, blah. 8 agility, and then, so you're taking that away from him entirely. Interesting. But then you're putting it on his Magnum Shard. Okay. And he gets 2 Burning Arming on exit. Okay. Yeah. Level 20, talent change increase. Build, reset, death back, cooldown. Minus 10 seconds strength cooldown. That's good. Strength cooldown, like, is huge, because he's immune to ranged heroes, I think. And that is on. He's got full evasion. Not immune, but evasive to it, so... I mean, I like that. I don't think it's too flashy or anything. The fact that you get 2 is good. He comes out, shoots. Yeah. Neat. Clockwork. Okay, so I'm going to get to the end of the C's just to wrap this up. So this is going to be done in multiple parts. Oh my god, I'm only through the C's. I'm just going to get through the C's and then wrap this up because we're already doing this for, well, an hour and a half, but I'm going to take a bit of a break. I actually need to play the game a little bit too, not just read all the patch notes, so this will just be the first little bit. Clockwork. Talent. Level 5 talent change from lots of magic immune spell resistance to spell immunity while inside power cogs. Huh. That is very cool. And I think it will work well because he gets some extra skills, doesn't he? Like, what is this jetpack? Magnum Shard ability. Grants jetpack. Rises up. Grants flying vision, flying movement, and movement speed, but significantly reduces ability to turn. Last 6 seconds, you are disarmed during flight. Casting hook shot ends this buff. Cooldown. That is hilarious. Oh my god. I mean, I don't know how useful it is. Like, if you look at him, he's not going that fast. Nice for you to, like, be able to escape over a cliff, chase over a cliff. The flying vision's nice if you're chasing someone through trees. I don't think it's that huge, though. It's one of the more tame Magnum Shards, I think. I don't think it's a must-get at all. Crystal Maiden. So, frostbite damage interval changed from 0.7 to 0.25. Overall damage is the same. So you're going to see a little more ticks. Same amount of damage, but more ticks on the frostbite. Frostbite DPS changed to a fixed 25 per tick rather than being defined by its total damage. Same overall damage to both heroes increases normally, but affects things that change spell duration like her talent and status resistance. Honestly, it's too late in the day for me to wrap my brain around what that means. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's overall going to change a whole bunch. Yeah, I don't know. Magnum Shard ability. Reduces frostbite cooldown by 1 second and allows it to be cast on yourself. Reduce incoming damage by 75 for the duration. Allows casting frostbite while channeling as long as... What's frostbite? While channeling, as long as a valid target is in range. Oh. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to demo this one. This is the last one I'm doing for this little run, Maiden, but I am going to demo this because I have a theory of what this looks like, and I just want to confirm it. Goodbye, Centaur. Hello, Crystal. Midian. Crystal Maiden. Don't judge my skins, okay? This one's not bad. It's one of my better ones, to be honest. Okay, so this is the same, you know. Cast it on you. You take more damage. It looks cool. I mean, like, you get more of that gradual, which I like, to be honest. I think that's just good. More ticks the better. I think it just makes for a better game. Dota 1, way back in the years, ticks weren't even a thing. I mean, they were, but it would be like the biggest ticks for dismember. Oh my god, it would be like damage, damage, damage. And then they actually made dismember actually do. It still has ticks. You can see the ticks quite clearly, but it used to be really bad. I digress. I digress. Okay, so now I can cast this on myself. I'm stuck. Can I undo myself, or am I stuck forever? Oh, 1 second. Yes. Almost done. Caps. Oops. Almost done. Anyways, you cast this on yourself. You're stuck though, right? I mean, can I Yules myself out of this? Or do I want to Yules yourself out of it? Okay, now I want to get away. I don't know. I don't think that's that good. How can I purge myself otherwise? Give me a flicker. Flicker, flicker, flicker. Hey, flicker. So, like, put this on myself. And cast because you're rooted. You can't do this while you're... I can't even TP while I'm doing this. So I don't know how useful that is. It's interesting, but the real question is, can I do this and then this? You can. Okay. So that is what you're looking for right there. While you're ulting, you can cast it on yourself to protect yourself, or little funny man is running by and you can be like, no. All right. I mean, just do a dummy hero because that guy died too quickly. You're casting, but you can also cast on him and it doesn't interrupt. Which is cool. I think that's really cool. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna finish up right now. I'm gonna get back to do a bit more of this tomorrow. Hopefully get through more. Because my god, this is a huge patch. But yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm liking it a lot. I think it's got some really cool changes. It's as big, so 2 big changes when they introduce talents into Dota and when they introduce neutral items. Now they're introducing this Magnum Shard ability. Cool. I like it. I like it a lot. It's going to be hard to wrap your brain around how it's all going to change, but I mean, we've got lots of time ahead of us to do it, right? So, sweet. Thanks for watching. See you soon.